Hi, it's Richard Moore from Racing Profits Guides, and we're at Nottingham Racecourse with Andrew Mullen, and we're just going to talk a little bit about Andrew's career to date and also riding here at Nottingham, and then move on to Leicester as well, talk a little bit about riding at Leicester. Nice to see you again today, Andrew.
Yeah,
sun's out at last.
Yeah, it's a nice day today.
Nice day after the weather we've had. So just tell us a bit about your career to date then. What got you into riding in the first place?
I just fell into it really.
Yeah.
Just went to the racing school and then it just went from there really.
Yeah.
And,
had you been riding before that then?
No, I never rode before then, and to be honest, I just entertained it and I just really enjoyed it, so
yeah,
it was good.
And how long ago was that then?
I think I was about just coming up for 18, I think.
18 at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've slowly done, obviously you did your apprentice. Who were you with for your apprentice?
I was Kevin Ryan.
You were at Kevin Ryan's?
Yeah.
And how long were you at Kevin's?
I was there a good 4 years,
Yeah.
I think.
And then obviously you're known more as Mick Appleby's stable jockey now. How did you meet Mick? Was it sort of something?
Through my agent really. My agent asked me if I would go and gallop some horses for him, and I went down and done that, and just went from there. Just not looked back since.
So how long's that been that you've been with Mick?
I think it's just a year gone by now. So
yeah, you've had plenty of success. You've had some nice winners over the year.
Yeah, I think we've had I've rode them about 70 winners in about a year, I think.
Yeah, so. Yeah. And other people that you ride for, because Mick does let you ride for other people as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, you have to keep your contacts open. Where you can't just ride for one person. You need to be riding for as many trainers and owners as you can, really. Yeah,
to keep your experience going. And what other trainers do you ride for then?
Well, a bit for George Moore, Alan Swinbank, David O'Meara, and David Barron. There's a wide range. I've got my agent does a real good job really, because this time of year you don't really get time to ride out because the racing's early and it finishes, it's dark, and you just
since the clocks have gone back,
you just have to rely on your agent to get your spares, and then if you click with the trainer you're riding for, they'll use you again. So.
Yeah. And what's your favourite? Staying up north then? Do you really ride the northern tracks more than the southern tracks? Or
this year I've been mainly down south and the Midlands, which is a lot of travelling and away
where
from
do you
home.
live? You live up at Bedale way, don't you?
Yeah, I live near Bedale, so the closest all-weather to me is 100 miles away, and that's Southall.
Yeah.
Wolverhampton, then Lingfield and Kempton's just.
So it's a lot of driving.
It's a lot of driving, but I think it has paid off this year. I am really happy with the season.
So what would your nearest tracks be then? Catterick and up that way?
Catterick's 7 miles from my house. But
is it? You don't get as many rides.
I was there yesterday, and then for the Wolverhampton at night, so you have to drive past your door to go to Wolverhampton.
Yeah, and through the winter months, obviously we're in October now, so we're coming into the winter, so you do continue right through the winter on the all-weather as well, don't you?
Yeah, I'll have a little holiday, take the kids and the wife away, and then come back and just get back to it. We'll keep going on the all-weather, and we've got a good bunch of horses for the all-weather, and they've pumped a lot of money into the all-weather, so we're keeping some of the grass horses in
training for the all-weather. This championships are running.
The championship, where there's a lot of prize money to be had.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute then. That's great. That's just a bit on your career. Now we'll go on to some of the courses that you ride then.
Yeah.
Right, so let's talk a little bit about Nottingham. We're here at Nottingham today, Andrew. You've ridden Nottingham quite a bit, have you, in your career?
Yeah, well, most times it's on. We're down here in the Midlands now, so.
Yeah. For Mick or for
Mick,
a few trainers?
You get, when I come down from Mick, you hopefully pick up outside rides, but it's just if they're there, you take them.
And what do you think of it as a course? Is it a very fair course, you think?
Yeah, I think there's no hard luck stories here. I think they go a nice gallop throughout, and it's nice and wide as you can see, and there's no.
And there's a long straight. Obviously, the home straight's what, 4 furlongs, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you turn that bend, you don't want to be going too soon. You want to be holding on to it.
You hold on and then let it go.
Yeah, because you can sometimes get to the bend and people start rushing you up. You never get to the finish, to the line. If you go 4 out, just hold on to them as long as you can, really.
So there's 2 tracks here, isn't there? There's the outside track that we can see here, and then there's the inside track just there. So the outside track, they've got a straight 6 and a straight 5, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
And on the inside they've got a straight 5.
Yeah.
They haven't got the 6 obviously because of the trees where they start. And when do they use the 2 tracks? Is it sort of the inside tracks used more at the beginning and the end of the season?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think they just try and keep them both well used, but at the same time trying to keep them like as best condition as they can.
Yeah,
really.
And I think they said that the inner track drains a lot better,
Yeah,
so they
it does.
tend to.
Yeah, but I think the drainage on the inside, they say it's not as bad, but it still feels the same. But
Still's fairly soft,
yeah.
is it? Especially the rain we've had over the last few days.
Yeah.
So they're using the inner track today. And the longer distances, you've got a 1 mile start over on the other side. That's
Yeah.
towards the end of the back straight, is it?
Well, that's just where the stable yard is, and it's a simple enough start. It's just jump and get your position early on, and just travel around the bend. And
Because it's quite tight, that top bend, isn't it? But they have cambered the track a bit.
I think for us, for the jockeys, I think it does ride well. It cambers well, and there's no. You can go as quick as you like around it or as slow as you want around it. There's no issues with the track here.
No. Is there any sort of draw bias, anything on the sprint track that you'd look for, or?
Well, just depends where the speed is. I know that they do. The older horses normally come up the middle.
Up the middle, yeah.
But
Yeah, you see a lot of that.
2-year-olds, I always think 2-year-olds, you're probably best coming stand side on the rail.
This rail here
Yeah.
as they come down the straight.
But just depends where they put the stalls on the day. So sometimes the stalls could be far side, or they could be in the middle, or they could be stand side.
Stand side, yeah.
Just we always got the middle in the sprints and the older horses.
Yeah. And you notice with that they send a lot of the yards, especially the big yards, send a lot of their young horses here. Do you think it's a good track for getting a young horse into racing?
Yeah, I just think it's well set up. They don't have to walk far over to the crowd, and they walk around, and it's just well set out, and the horses can relax with going down to the start, and it's you wouldn't not run a horse here.
No.
It's
And
very
I suppose
fair.
it being such a wide track as well, it's got plenty of space for them. They're not,
Yeah,
they're not
exactly. They're not going to get even when it's quick ground here. It's not real. They look after it really well. They're like nice. They do it well. So,
do a good job
yeah.
with the ground, yeah. And so we said, the older horses tend to come down the middle. Is that like a golden highway there then, or is it just something that you jockeys
I
think?
just think we've just made it easy for ourselves. No excuses, and just straight up the middle.
Straight up the
So,
middle, and the best horse usually wins.
The best horse normally wins at Nottingham.
Yeah,
But I still believe a 2-year-old always a couple of lengths better off on a rail.
Do you? On
Yeah.
the rail, just it
Yeah.
keeps it straight.
Well, they're just babies, so anything that gives them that one, even if it's a length advantage, is a big bonus.
It
So,
is a massive bonus, yeah. And then on the longer trips, obviously got the mile, the 1 mile 2, and the 1 mile 6 that starts just in front of us here. Is there any sort of advantage there, or have you got plenty of time to get into position again?
I just think that every long as you jump and travel, there is. If you jump and travel, I think you're always going to be fine here. As long as you don't get shuffled right back and they're crawling and they're going no pace. But then even so, if they do it, it's a long straight, and then they start rushing 4 out. Then.
So are you looking for a sort of a nippy type, or are you looking more of a big striding galloping
I think
type
you want
horse
a good
here?
galloping horse here.
Galloping
One
horse.
that's got a bit guts as well, that can keep galloping all the way to the line.
All the way to the line, yeah. And then you've got plenty in the tank when you get to the 2 furlong pole to let him go then.
Yeah, that's right.
Lovely. That's great. A lovely insight into Nottingham. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.